We're excited to be inside the newest winery on Old Mission Peninsula in Traverse City, Bonobo Winery. We're here with Todd, and this is a partnership between yourself, some well-known names, which just happen to be part of your family.
Correct. It's with my brother, Carter, his lovely wife, Amy Smart, and actually we have the food being thrown in by Mario Battelli.
Wow, some heavy hitters there.
A few things happening.
This is a really spectacular place.
Thank you.
Brand new. It's exciting what you're doing here, and I think it's very unique to this area. You bring a lot to the table. How is this different?
Well, the biggest thing is when we actually put this together is to what can we showcase about Traverse City? What can we do to be different? Whether it's the sites that you're looking at with the great, beautiful water, or actually having that casual atmosphere that Traverse City loves to show, and let's enjoy ourselves. But here at the winery, you can sit down for a tasting, you can enjoy a glass of wine, and just kind of let the day pass you by.
Yeah, in a great setting because you're much larger than a lot of the other wineries that are in this area, and it allows you to do extra things.
Yeah, it does. The biggest thing is that we actually get to mingle with everybody. Usually you go to a tasting room and it's like you sit right behind the bar and then do your tasting and leave. Where here we actually come out, we'll take care of you just as a seated situation where we actually make sure that you're having a great time. Yeah.
You also have some other areas where groups could even come in for a special event or do a tasting in a more private space.
Right. We try to encourage it in the sense that bring your group along because what is more fun rather than just sitting there going with a bunch of people, having a big tasting, enjoying the afternoon, and we'll let you either go to the gallery at one end or the library where you actually can sit down around a big table and just have some tastings and some wine.
Yeah, of course, wine is the center stage here, but there are a lot of other interesting things, and your brother, of course, HGTV host Carter Osterhaus. I know that you together partnered in making this architecturally special with some unique things that you collaborated on.
Yeah, we did. It was, as we put things together, it's so hard to say what's the design going to look like. Luckily, we had his know-how thrown in there, but we gathered some old barns from the local area, actually put those together, used some of the wood to actually build a lot of the baseboards, build this great bar, build the doors for our kitchen. So we actually put those things and used them in a great, comfortable, relaxing setting.
You can't walk into this room without noticing all the special things or what is just naturally beautiful here.
Yes.
Of course,
yes.
The views are spectacular. So why don't we head outside?
That'd be great.
You have the most spectacular views here at Bonobo Winery.
Well, we planned it that way. We wanted to capture the lake. We're looking over at West Bay right now and capture actually Power Island out there. But you can come out here, you can get a glass. It's one of those things that really it gets lost in northern Michigan. You can't sit outside, soak in the sun because we've been in the winter all along. We love the sun. But it's one of those places that you can just sit there and this expansive deck, you can really take a glass of wine and same thing, put on your shades and just have a good conversation.
And you're overlooking the vineyard also, where you grow the grapes.
Yeah, we grow everything from Pinot Noir, Cab Franc for some reds. We have Pinot Gris, we have Pinot Blanc, and we really do a great Chardonnay. You'd love our Chardonnay, so come try that one.
You have another area that usually people cannot see. It's a bit off limits, right, but it's essential to the winemaking process.
Yes, it is. We have below us, below the whole tasting room, we have our barrel room down there. We have all our stainless steel tanks. We have our bottling line. Everything gets done down below us.
Mm-hmm. That is great, and it's important to that process. And it's just kind of cool to see your barrels that are aging there in the process of winemaking.
It's very cool to look at them, but it takes a long time.
Well, it's well worth the wait.
Yes, it is.
We certainly appreciate the tour.
No, thank you very much.
And Todd was absolutely fantastic to us in taking the time to show us around this gorgeous place. This is one of the most gorgeous wineries I've ever been to. It reminds me of some of the ones that I've been to in Napa Valley in California. Yep. And you know, those have a rich tradition, a lot of money behind them. This is very top-notch. Bonobo is one of 9 wineries on Old Mission Peninsula. There's also the Leelanau Peninsula, which has about 30 wineries on it. Yeah. The whole area is very famous, and it really makes it worth a while if you do a trip up there to see many of them.
Yeah, and spring is a great time to visit the area. There are lots of events taking taking place this Saturday and Sunday. It's the Spring Sip and Savor Wine Tour on May 16th. It's the Wineries of Old Mission Blossom Day. On the 23rd, it's Dining in the Wines at Bowers Harbor Vineyards.
Yeah, lots of stuff. They have a great community of active things. There's almost always something going on any time of year when you go up there.
Yeah, you know, and I love it because you get an opportunity to learn more about how they produce wines, what makes that part of the country just so perfect for growing the grapes that lead to these delicious wines.
And if you go now, Terry, you really actually have more time to talk to the winemakers and the people who go there, because there's not the lines of summer and harvest time that you're dealing with.
That is great. And of course, you can find the details about all of those events and much, much more at traversity.com. It's a comprehensive site, really giving you an overview to all of the best that Traverse City has to offer. We're talking everything from hotels, restaurants, things to do, special deals, places to go, you name it all.
Yeah, and we are not done showing you around Bonobo Winery quite yet. Later this hour, we're going to show you how their wine tastings work. It's actually a little bit different than what's offered at other places. Bonobo really wants their guests to sit back and stay a while and, of course, enjoy the wine. We'll take you back to this lovely winery later in the show. If you like wine, you're probably very familiar with a wonderful wine that's made in northern Michigan. There are two well-known peninsulas that extend north from Traverse City, the Leelanau Peninsula and Old Mission Peninsula. We took you inside the newest winery in the region earlier in the show. Now it's time to see how Bonobo Winery does their wine tastings a little bit differently. We've showed you around beautiful Bonobo Winery on Old Mission Peninsula in Traverse City. Now we're going to focus on the wine that's made here. I'm going to get settled in one of the comfortable lounge areas while Todd Osterhaus, the general manager, gets the wine. This looks lovely, and I can honestly say I've done a lot of wine tasting in Traverse City, but I've never had the opportunity to taste wine seated in a comfortable spot.
Well, we're all about creating new experiences. And instead of just going to the tasting bar, which you could do if you wanted to, or you can actually come here and just take up one of the lounge areas and we will come serve you.
Yeah, you could even come here for a glass of wine before dinner or something like that.
You could grab a little appetizer, little small plate, something like that.
Yeah, and so food is something that you will very soon be offering at Bonobo Winery.
Correct. We've had the pleasure of having Mario Battelli involved with us. And with that, he's bringing some of his delicious recipes into our place, where we're actually going to cook and create some small plates, some shareable plates that you can actually enjoy and enhance the wine.
You offer a lot here, so much so it caught the eye of food and wine. Tell us about this.
Yeah, it's a curse and a blessing, of course, because we are so new and we have a limited supply of wines. We don't have that many cases downstairs, but here we are getting this great national publication talking about our wine, our facility, that involves, of course, my brother and his wife and Mario, and adding to that whole aspect.
That's really great. Okay, so we've got to taste the wine while we're here. Where should we start?
Well, let's start over here with the Pinot Blanc. It's basically sunshine in a bottle.
It really is. It's wonderful. Okay.
Now we have some Chardonnay. This is our 2012 Chardonnay. Half oak, half steel.
That's good too. I really like that.
And then we'll have a very nice Riesling to top it off. A little sweet, but a nice finish.
Delicious. So these are all whites.
Correct.
You have white, but you also have red.
We do have some reds, and reds do take a while to come out after they're harvested. So about 1.5 years in their aging process. So we will be bringing out those very shortly.
Well, great. It has been wonderful being here at Bonobo Winery. We really
Thank you.
appreciate your hospitality.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes. Check it out. We're here on the Old Mission Peninsula in Traverse City. And this winery opened over the winter, so this is the first spring, the first full year that it's actually open. They're so excited to have visitors come and see what they're all about, and now is a great time to check it out. I'm sure there will be a lot of people that want to come and see this that has the celebrity names attached, which I do want to say too. Celebrity names, but they just didn't drop out of Hollywood in the big time. You know, Carter and Todd are from this area, so they grew up in the area. Amy Smart's parents live in northern Michigan, and then Mario owns a restaurant. He owns property up there as well, so it's not like they just kind of came in and decided to take advantage of this area. They're really well versed in how the climate is up there, how the business and how that whole region works.
Yeah, they are true Michiganders, and they are such down-to-earth people. Actually, I went to school at CMU with Carter, and we were friends in college, and him and Amy are just the nicest, down-to-earth people.
Hey, it's Throwback Thursday. You should have brought some of the pictures from your college days.
I have some pictures of Carter in college, but I don't think, you know, he liked to party a little bit.
Well, it is super exciting to see that Bonobo is being talked about on a national level, and I know that really elevates the profile of the entire region, because you know, you get that footprint, you get the national press and publicity. People come from all over the country or all over the world to visit Traverse City, and then it's just that spillover effect. People get to explore all the rest that Traverse City has to offer as well.
Yeah, and they are so known already, really known for the whites, but they really starting to be more profiled for the reds that are coming out of that area. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, I love going to all the wineries and vineyards up in Traverse City, but this is one place that is on my list to go because I've never been there.
So if you're planning a visit, or anyone planning a visit, you should also know this. While we were in Traverse City doing our stories, we stayed at the Park Place Hotel, a beautiful and historic hotel in downtown Traverse City. It was recently renovated, and it is gorgeous, as you can see inside. Perfect for a business day or a vacation or some type of getaway. It's walking distance to many of the places we profiled this week. Park Place also contains a restaurant with delicious food. This is one of my favorite places to stay in Traverse City. If you
it looks beautiful.
Gave me the option to stay anywhere, I would pick Park Place. It's that great.
That's quite an endorsement.
The location is absolutely perfect.